Welcome to the Michigan Runner Show. Join us each time as we explore the people, the places, and the events that shape our great sport.
Okay, well, I'm over here across the river here in St. Paul, and this is Minneapolis, St. Paul, across the Mississippi River. Anyway, I am currently at the Pillsbury Granary and Office Building right here. This was built in 1883, as you can tell by the old stone brick on it, stones, and right alongside of it is part of the granary, and behind it, of course, there's some of the other large granaries behind it. In its day, in the 1800s, this was the largest granary in the world, and you can't even see all the grain bins behind it, but here it all is. It did not burn down or any fires here, so they did turn that building right there. They turned into some artist lofts. They put hundreds of millions into it, but a bunch of the grain bins behind this are still there. I'm on the riverfront street right along the river here, and this was quite the complex in its day. There's something right across the street, statue. I'm going to go over and check. They're having a little art fair here today, and this is quite the place. I had to come over and check it out as I was on the other side of and of course we're on the Heritage Trail, lower trail here. Lots to do here in Minneapolis, St. Paul on a summer weekend. Okay, well, this mill used water power from the Mississippi River. Started in 1882, and the timeline up there through 82 to 2015, the turbines were removed in 92. In fact, it quit using water power in the early 1900s, and stopped using water power in 1955. But the complex was the Pillsbury complex was reopened as a housing. Water power system was reactivated to provide electricity for residents. So now they're only using one shaft. They used to have two. That's pretty amazing, to say the least. So that's pretty cool how they use that. And of course, we're talking 140 years ago, and they're still using a fair amount of what they used back then to put electricity into this huge complex from the river. That's pretty cool. And of course, over here, there was a lot of manual labor back then. You had to fill wheat sacks. They brought stuff in by wheat sacks. You had to fill it out, and of course you sold it like that. And like I said, cool statue of a man lifting a wheat sack. And this is Main Street along the river, I believe it's called, but there it is right there. It's called Southeast Main Street. It's cobbled stone, of course it's been repaved with bricks, make it look original. There's some of the power system from the turbines being used there, and it calls St. Anthony Falls Laboratory. University of Minnesota uses it. But this is a cool street to be on. I was across the river. I had to come down through here to check this all out. Pretty cool. Well, anyway, check out a few more things out here and see what it's all about. I was just on the other side of the river, walked across that stone bridge built for railroads in 1882. That was when this city was in its heyday in the late 1800s. And definitely a food source for America coming out of Minneapolis. Okay, well, here's where some water is coming out of a hydro spot, obviously turning a turbine in there somewhere. And see the electrical wires, so it's producing a little bit of electricity here as it's going down the river here. And I'm over this bridge here, and there it goes out to the Mississippi. Another little bridge. I'm walking down here. And there's the Pillsbury complex. Behind it is some more grain bins. This was one huge operation in its day, no doubt about it. And this goes out to the Mississippi, down a little nature path here, just goes over to there, where they are. Well, kind of cool. I'm going to take a little walk over here and see what else is here. Well, there's a couple of the tunnels where obviously water was coming out from the Pillsbury complex. They've obviously diverted some of it over there, and maybe a trickle comes out here, but they're still using some water power off the river here, so pretty unique. But that was in its day. A lot of water was running out of there, running turbines to run that plant. Pretty cool, to say the least. Yep, there's the Pillsbury complex up above us, down next to the river. Okay, everyone, well, I'm here on the mighty Mississippi up here in Minneapolis, St. Paul, Minneapolis side, and I'm at the historic St. Anthony Falls that they've kind of done a few things. We're now obviously just rolling over a dam kind of, and over a little dam there. I'm sure it was a rocky type falls years ago. Rebuilding that arch bridge over there, no traffic on it. And right over here, just like up in northern Michigan, like the locks. They have a set of locks here if boats do decide to come through here, because this drops 75 feet. But they don't use this too often. Boats don't come up this way too often, but there it is, dropping 75 feet to go down the Mississippi, because the Mississippi drops about 1,400 feet over the 2,000-mile journey all the way down to New Orleans. There is the walkway bridge called the Stone Bridge. On the other side there is obviously St. Paul. Famous companies are up here because the flour, Pillsbury. And we're back looking over here on the Minneapolis side. Gold Medal Flour, one of their old grain mills there. Obviously no longer in use. And a thing to keep you warm, North Star blankets. This is all on the Minneapolis side here. New condos, high rises, like I said, the bridge there and the locks. But here it all is. I'm checking out the city today, and it says Opera Lock, St. Anthony Falls. This run by the Corps of Engineers, but pretty cool. Right here, beautiful summer day here in Minneapolis, St. Paul this morning. I was at the track meet. I was checking out the university a little bit where the swimming is. It wasn't open, so I took a little hike around town, and I got about a 1.5 mile hike to go back down. But here it is, right along the mighty Mississippi up here in northern Minnesota at Minneapolis, St. Paul. Is a placard on this falls. They call it St. Anthony because the priest St. Anthony obviously blessed it with the Indians back in the 17 or 1800s. And of course, there's a plaque telling you lookouts, different falls, a hydraulic laboratory. They used to create power here, and lots of mills ran here. But a little bit of the history of these falls here on the mighty Mississippi. Okay, well, I'm walking across that bridge, and here is a direct view of the falls and of the river all the way up there, probably 1 mile or 2 up. And the river used to come over through there, create power. Like I said, the bridge is being built over there. And on this side, going down the Mississippi, another set of locks down there as it keeps going, and of course the superhighway across it. And I walked across one of those bridges past that highway there, and then this is the Stone Bridge, which is now just a walkway. Out here in the middle of the river, well, there's the Gold Medal Flour storage bins and granary, and of course they call it Mill City Museum there now. Pretty cool spot. A new office building there. Right there's the park down there along the river. Water walkway along the river. Pretty cool. Beautiful spot. Okay, well, I'm here at the Paralympic swimming venue, and they're currently having a competition here. But anyway, this is the University of Minnesota Aquatic Center. Here's the swimming pool. Currently having their competition here. Paralympic team trials for 2021 Tokyo. And every lane's filled this time. But this is the venue they're using. Obviously, lots of banners, the whole deal. And over here's the warm-up pool and the diving center. So this is where they're doing the Paralympic team trials for swimming. And right now they have a competition going, and there it all is. Okay, well, Gary Morgan, the Michigan Runner, and Great Lakes Sports Publications here at University of Minnesota, Minneapolis, here at the Paralympic Swimming Trials. Hello, I'm Gary Morgan, Runner, and Sports Publications. Well, here at the U.S. Paralympic Team Trials here in Minneapolis at Breck School Complex. I'm sitting over here in the mixed zone waiting for it to just 400 meters. A lot shorter distance than usually a marathon, so 27 miles than she normally does, and still won the 400. So I'm going to get an interview with her. They're over there contesting the lawn jump over there right now. We're waiting for her where registration is for volunteers and the athletes. And just across the way there, they're doing the shot put and discus right now, the women's shot put. So, nice day. It was a little hot earlier, and now it's just kind of perfect out.
Hey. Alright, so what would you like to race out there? Your first race of trials, beating Shuri by I think a quarter of a second or
It was a good race. Team USA, we're always really strong. And so I expect nothing to be nice. This is my second track meet. So just getting the nerves and getting it all worked through, just starting to compete again and what it feels like physically and mentally. So it was actually a perfect race to kind of to do that. 400 was really hard and really intense. So it's good to know that my fitness is still there. Sherry's always strong. Of course, to be reckoned with. And then Hannah, she's coming up. She's our, she's just in her team. She's going to be going to ULI soon, graduating high school very soon. So it's good to see young people coming up as well for the women on the U.S. Paralympic side. So overall, it's a good race. And strong.
Okay.
Oh yeah, sorry. I was trying not to get in his way.
There you go. It's perfect there.
Go ahead.
Awesome. Tatiana, today we just launched the first ever Paralympic awareness campaign with Team USA and NBC and everybody. I mean, almost no one has done more for the Paralympic movement and to advocate for that than you. What does something like this Show the World campaign mean to you?
The World campaign for Team USA was awesome, and it was so good to see. It goes to show that people, that we're making it, that we're, the dominoes are falling, and so we're going to have an effect on the globally. So I think people want to watch it, and Team USA is giving that media attention, and so now people, I think, will be really curious. They're really going to be tuning on the athletes, and honestly, it's perfect preparation for LA, everything that we're gearing up to. So I think it's wonderful. Paralympic athletes, everyone should be highlighted, and so it's amazing that we had a great campaign, or we have today. So
That'd be perfect.
One more question for you. What are you most looking forward to, assuming that you qualify for Tokyo, what are you looking forward to most about training this summer and then going to Tokyo?
yeah, so today I made it in the 400, so that's really exciting. I'm just going to take it event by event. I have a really busy full schedule ahead, so I have the 5,000 tomorrow and the 8,000 on Saturday. So I'm just looking forward to competing, guys. Like, I really miss it. I will never take that for granted ever again. I do miss my competitors. I just really miss the atmosphere. I miss pushing myself, and you can really inspire me to compete. You really reach those heights because there's people allow you to do that. So I really do miss it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you. Awesome.
Seen in practice, but like anything over 4 meters in my class is just something to be proud of. So,
And what is your then off the track, I know you're super busy. You've got a podcast, you've got other things going on. What's life like for you off the track?
It's a lot of doing and managing, but I basically treat like my jobs a lot like training. It's just like deep work, like hours of focus on one thing or another. But I like it because it also distracts me from the track. It keeps you multifaceted and it keeps you working on a lot of different things because I love track and field. But if this is the only thing I was doing, it would be very, very hard because sports are amazing, but they will for sure disappoint you some days. So it's nice to be able to have something that reminds you who you are outside.
Do you mind if I...
We all train alongside the non-disabled athletes, so it's kind of cool to be able to see our voices be elevated up to our training partners and really move towards some equity in the sport and equity just in the sport world.
Absolutely, that was perfect. Thank you.
Okay, that was Lacey Henderson, a long jumper who is got the finals tomorrow. This is prelim on the long jump. So anyway, that's we had our interviews there. We had Tatiana McFadden, who's got other events, as you heard, but won the 400. So, and tomorrow will be a full slate. Today was just to get things going, but here's the whole track area, and it's kind of cool. It's great setup, different people around here. Yep, just like a regular track meet, only a little smaller. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay. We have Michael Branigan here, who just competed yesterday in the 1,500 meter run at the Paralympic trials here in Minneapolis. He ended up winning his class in his race, and he's hoping to get us selected. There is, a selection process with Paralympics, and they got time standards. I don't understand it all, but between him and his coach, they've explained it a little bit. It's not a straight-up process, but most likely he is going to get selected since he ran yesterday and did win his class. But I'm going to get a few words with him on what went on yesterday. Go ahead and take the mic here. Okay. So, Michael, what did you think about yesterday's race?
Yesterday's race, it was a fast race. And it was hot and humid, and it was windy, and I just want to focus on my race. Gotta do what I have to do to select for a team for USA Paralympics, and to represent for NYAC Wingfoot on my chest, and focus hitting the standard time.
Okay. Well, you had a competitor out there, obviously another class, but you two ran together, and I think that kind of, did that kind of help your race? I see you went out in about 62, 63 the first quarter.
It really helped me. Had someone in a competition in my race to push on faster.
Right, and so you're also fighting a little bit of an injury on your ankle. Exactly what is it, and did it affect you much out there?
Yeah, it's a bruise. Left ankle bruise.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you've been
when I tore up my ankle and I iced it. And
okay, and now
I feel it's getting better. It's feeling a little better, and a reaction when I step on my heel, my foot, and popping up, I feel for reaction pound.
Okay. Well, September 3rd is the race date in Tokyo, and you've trained at a couple different places. Are you going to go back to Buffalo to train, or are you going?
Yes,
else?
yes, going back to Buffalo to train, and then fly over Colorado Springs for altitude training.
Okay, do some training there at the Olympic Training Center. Okay, well, great. And what all? This point, just trying to think. The race yesterday, you talked about it being hot.
It was fast, it was hot and humid.
Well, and those are looking at pretty much the same conditions you're going to be looking at in Tokyo, the first week of September. It's going to probably be fairly hot and humid, so I believe if these conditions kind of mimic what you're going to be
It's going to be like that in Tokyo, and with a competition and stuff.
Right. Because it was almost 90 degrees when you did your race yesterday. And at this point, like I said, you're going back to Buffalo, and you're going to train there. Are you going to just continue? Obviously, probably going to just continue with your training that you've been doing for the last few months, right?
Yes.
And
yes.
Did
and do cross training stuff, getting into pool and swim, alter jogging, running in the pool, on the ground pool, and riding elliptical, riding on for cycling, for cycle my legs, and getting a lot of swimming, not too much pounding when you're running on the road, track, trails, and I have to watch my footing on my left leg.
So how many miles a week do you usually train?
50.
50. Okay, well that's standard, right around 50. And well, that's good to hear. You're gonna do
not too much mileage.
Right. Yeah. You're doing a lot of cross training, so that saves the legs. So and well, it sounds like you're kind of ready for everything. And you got to be excited. You were the Paralympic champion in 2016, so you're going to go in as the reigning, former champion. So it definitely got to be looking to be. People are definitely going to be on your tail when you're looking at being number one.